Hello. Zooming in, looking for stuff here. Thanks for joining us tonight, folks. Tonight, Babylon 5, Voice in the Wilderness, Part 1. This is where we get to meet Draal and the Great Machine. Our dear friend Istophobos says that that's a 20th, 3rd century band. And so we'll see about that. But in any case, I've got a number of people to introduce here. So let's get started first with the good lady wife, Liza Sahido of the Psyche Electroacoustic Opera Company. I looked at this avatar change, and at first I thought it was a mosquito, but it is
A
not.
mosquito. How dare you?
Well,
How dare you?
we have some
Oh,
serious ones here in Florida. Hmm.
yeah. Well, they look a lot like shadow vessels, yeah. But I decided to change my avatar for today because shameless plug here. A shadow vessel will be making a cameo in my next video, so be on the lookout, folks.
What? All right.
Yeah, my next tutorial shall feature a shadow vessel. Shall make
That'll
a
be
brief
interesting
cameo.
to see how you work that in. That'll be cool.
I know. I know.
Cigar box, guitar making, and all the stuff you do. How do the shadows fit in? Mm.
You shall see.
Mr. Morden rescued the CBG, the great CBG. Well, anyway, here we go. Let's
Well,
get
he
on
came
with
to me and asked me what I wanted, and I told him. So
Before Britain goes to sleep, I want you guys to know you are represented. Please welcome Archer, known as Colin.
Good evening, folks. Good morning, or whenever.
Yeah, 12 a.m. Funny,
Whatever
you
you're
think at
watching.
12 a.m. they would just call it 0. But, well, I
Well,
guess
if you're,
military time.
if yeah, so if you're doing 24-hour time, it's zero. It is technically 0-100.
Yeah, so quarter past will be, we'll meet
Zero,
at
zero, zero, 15.
15 minutes.
Yeah, 0-0-15. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
All
why
right.
you get, if you remember, there's a movie a few years ago now about the hunt for Bin Laden. It was called Zero Dark 30.
Ah, okay.
That's kind
There
of
we
meant to start
go.
for early morning, but yeah.
That's actually good to know. We also have our fine friend who does some hiking and does some playing of exotic instruments. And you want to check out his channel. Look at the link in the description for Mike, Mountain Hawk Gorley. Hey, Mike, that's another
Well,
idea I just thought of. How about you do some vlogs of your hikes?
yes,
And you could play instruments out in the trails.
yeah.
Hey, there you
Probably
go.
not right now with the freezing rain, but
Oh, no.
yeah,
Not the
I'm a
best.
little, yeah. The morning looks very iffy here in Tennessee.
Yes. Well, the spring is coming. It looks like it'll just take another month.
Yeah,
Or
exactly. That's what it looks like anyway, but yada, yada, yada.
all right, folks. We have one more gentleman to introduce, and then we're going to get into it because there's a lot to say. It's a two-parter, but we're just doing one part tonight because I was looking at and some of the subjects we get into, like the third principle of sentient life. I know this is something that we could really sink our teeth into. So last but not least, just be careful, I guess, is all I can say.
One rabbit suit coming right up. Look. Jesus Christ! I warned you.
Istophobia, there's no cure for that.
Ow, the intros blew my eardrums out, man. That was loud.
I have no control over volume here. It's whatever StreamYard does. I don't know.
Well, as soon as I get my hearing back, I'm going to send them an angry voicemail.
Okay. Somebody have their CB radio on? I'm hearing some sort of communications there.
Well,
right.
I am
crap.
broadcasting.
I thought I muted my mic. Sorry, I'm trying to watch. I still got about 10 minutes to go of this.
Oh,
I've been.
Mike's finishing his homework here right on the spot.
Yeah, I'm actually watching the part 1 right now, but I thought I muted my mic.
I'm
Sorry.
broadcasting from a hidden bunker, hiding from the weather,
Yeah.
but all the communications equipment is shut down. So
Yeah, now they're gonna attack your channel because I was playing the episode.
It was too quiet. I think mostly those of us with headphones heard it, but
That's right.
But I couldn't even tell what it was. So we're
I
good.
couldn't tell what it was either.
breaker 19, come back, teddy bear.
Well, I have
It's a new effect I'm working on.
I have a little bit of apologizing to do. I did try to get a polar bear cub here for our dear friend Istophobos, but it gave me an adolescent, or at least college age.
That guy looks 49 years old. What do you mean? That's an old as hell polar bear. But that's okay.
Just the outfit, man. He's dressing like Draal, man. He's ready to go to sea. And
It looks
Oh,
like
we all dress like Draal.
it looks like
yeah.
a mascot suit from Starfleet Academy.
Oh no.
Well, we
Aw.
didn't see it. We just heard of it, and so
Of course,
we don't
don't
really have
wanna
much to go
see it.
on there. I just remember a clip of some girl saying, "Oh, I ate my comm badge," and I'm like, "Whoa,
God, yes.
what? What?"
I know. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
And
No.
apparently that's just as good as Tribbles. So according to Robert Picardo,
No.
the giant douchebag.
Oh
Yes.
man, Picardo, man, just
Shut up.
he did a great job as the Doctor. But the more you hear from the actors themselves, I think the
I
less
think we should.
better it is.
We should.
Never meet your heroes.
We
Yeah.
should. We should spread the effect of Captain Picard's most famous phrase. Shut up, Doctor. Shut up, Wesley.
Yeah, well, he didn't have a name, really. Zimmerman at one point, I think. Oh, well, Doctor.
Oh, yeah. Shut up, Picardo.
All righty. Well, we're going to talk about the episodes that we're not doing. We're going in order, but we are just abbreviating a couple here and there because otherwise we wouldn't be done. And
Wait,
we're
didn't
hoping
we
to
have-
finish in a year or two,
Lauren,
as opposed to
didn't
5.
we have
Yeah.
one last minute voting to do on here? Well, we got all of
Jeez.
yes.
I think it would ruin our momentum of what we're doing right now. It was something last week of just redoing a vote of the themes between, was it Star Trek Original Series, Babylon 5, and you wanted to include one other.
Doctor
Doctor Who.
Who. Because yes, the Brits are here now.
And well, we can do it just for informational sake. It's not going to disrupt too much. I also said I'd do something special this week for Star Trek folks, but I think the most special thing I can do, and I do count myself among you. I do love Star Trek, but yeah, I am of the opinion that Babylon 5 was a better overall story and everything, but they're kind of different things. But the thing is, I still love Star Trek, but yeah, man, theme wise,
It would be nice if we could have some Star Trek.
It would
Which
be nice. It would be nice
theme
if we could have Star
you-
Trek.
Yeah, that would be good if it was ongoing. Well, Babylon 5 isn't either. It's the same thing there. You almost
Yeah,
don't want
honestly,
people to touch it, you know?
the Brits are suffering now because of the news that there's going to be a Blake 7 remake
No.
made for a modern audience. So
Oh, I
I think
saw that tonight on Brown.
so I
Oh
think we
my.
should just pass that and move into the good stuff.
I'm like, is
Okay.
this a surgical
Okay.
effort to say, okay, what did people really love in the 70s? Because these 50-year-old guys right now, we got to smack them around a bit, you know?
It's an
And
effort
that's
saying, it's a saying, well, we've screwed up all these other, we've tried to remake all these other IPs and none of it worked. So is there anything, what's left that we can actually try? Like 7.
well, I don't know. I'm finishing the poll right now, Babylon 5 and Doctor Who. Okay. Well, this is for Liza. We all know that we could do pollings and competitions all the time and things will change here and there. Star Trek will always be a juggernaut because it is something deep in our hearts from those early days with William Shatner and DeForest Kelley and Leonard Nimoy and that crew. I mean, it's something special. You don't want to let go of it all, even if the theme.
It's a very, very hard choice.
The monologue, I think the voiceover with William Shatner reciting the voiceover, that I think is better than the actual music that followed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's what it was. And that's why in Star Trek, the motion picture, you know, the monologue and then the new theme, I think worked out a little better. And that's Jerry Goldsmith. One thing I should clear up here before we start. Yes, I do like Jerry Goldsmith very much, but in the thing we talked about in the last stream, John Williams is just another level, just another notch above, I think, with all the hardware on his shelf and everything to kind of back that up. A real hardworking guy, too. Just one little notch. And it's not just because Jerry Goldsmith's score on Legend wasn't as good as Tangerine Dream, which it was not. But now, speaking of Tangerine Dream, Christopher Frank, composer of Babylon 5 and incidental music and the theme, all around great stuff. Eyes. This is one of the episodes we're skipping over, but we're gonna talk about a little bit. As we know, Jeffrey Sinclair, Commander Sinclair's memory is a little bit tattered from the end of the Minbari War. He's been piecing it together. He has visions of Delenn there in the Minbari ship. He's trying to figure out, you know, what happened during that time as well as what's happening going forward. He knows now that he was kind of down on the list of people eligible to command Babylon 5, but the
Way down.
Minbari insisted him. They refused everybody till he got mentioned, and then they accepted him, maybe because they took him on board their vessel. All these things are being pieced together. But now we find out by the end, the guy that comes on board, Stormin Norman here, and his telepath came on board basically wanting to do loyalty checks and stuff, but there was a bit of a fog around that. They know that they've run things a little bit fast, a little bit cool there on Babylon 5, bending things here and there, but nobody's been, shall we say, disloyal to Earth Alliance at all. But they're being investigated, and he brings a telepath with him, and of course, Ivanova doesn't do well with telepaths. Her mother was a telepath, had latent abilities, and had to take drugs, the sleepers, so that it would repress her telepathic abilities. Otherwise, she would have had to join Psi Corps, which is its own little, you know, enclosed community, shall we say, of rules and fascism that she didn't want to. But either way, the medication really wore her down, and she ended up taking her own life. And Ivanova does rightly blame the Psi Corps for that.
Is it just me, or is Jeffrey Combs then not wearing a Psi Corps badge? I can't remember.
He's wearing it through the episode. I just think
He's-
he might
oh,
not be
okay.
wearing it right at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it might be dangling a shot. Yeah.
Are you trying to find mistakes?
No, I just
Continuity
noticed it. And I
errors.
thought you saying it, and I suddenly thought he's got the gloves, but I couldn't actually see. Well, I say
No,
it
it's
may
probably
just, I
it's
don't know,
probably
or maybe
just
for the
wrinkled
angle.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, once again, pointing out the actor there just to the right of Garibaldi played Wei Yun, and he played Brunt, probably something else on Deep Space Nine, too. And then, of course, in Enterprise, he played the blue guy with antlers. What was that? With antennas?
The Andorian.
Andorian,
Right.
that's right. I keep forgetting that. But yeah, he was very good in that role, I thought. He was good in this role too, but it's just, one episode. And here we go. Here's one of Ivanova's dreams. She's got the two masks there. They're kind of like variations on, what are those two masks in Greek tragedy called? Like one of them's Pathos.
The chorus?
Well, I know there's the chorus, but there's like the happy and sad. And they had names to them. I just forget. I used to know at one point. But anyway, that's kind of like a variation there. One of them with a psych. Is that a Psychor badge? I guess so. There's a big badge on one of them.
Yeah, they're so cool.
Yeah, there we go. So the dream sequences are interesting.
You're thinking of Muse?
Yeah.
The Muses?
Sure, maybe. Muses. Well, I know at the end of the day, they are masks.
It's the Muse of Tragedy and the Muse of Laughter. It's called Thalia and Melpolamine.
Oh, melpolamine. Oh, wow.
Melpamine.
Melpamine. Sounds like something that would have a list of side effects on these pharmaceutical commercials.
Okay, are we ready to get to the episode now?
Okay, yeah,
we've got a lot to do.
Okay, there's pissed off guy, and we find at the end he was one of the high up people passed over, and he's just out for Sinclair's job. He's got a scar from New Jerusalem, and he's going to take that out on everybody. And let's see, but his telepath turns on him at the end because he reads his mind and finds out it is just the witch hunt. And he's not going to put up with that because as far as telepaths go, this guy was actually a fairly nice guy. But still, he's not going to get anywhere with Ivanova.
Again,
Not right.
I've got a feeling his character also appears in one or two of the books. I'm not sure.
That would be good. It was a good character. It's a good perspective on, someone following the Psychor, but not completely aware of everything, but open to it in a way, kind of.
Art and Party, just so you know, it's free on Tubi, so you can catch it there.
Yes, folks, check it out on Tubi. That's what Mike's doing right now.
This one with the bike.
Yes, this is where throughout the episode, well, what is it? Garibaldi was into Zen and the art of motorcycle building or whatever, and he got a Kawasaki from the year that it was product placement, folks, but he was going to build one. He was kind of busy, and Lanier said he'd help out, but Lanier did the whole thing. But he put a Minbari engine in it, which protects the atmosphere from fossil fuel stuff, but it does make the scenes blurry. It does warp, shall we say, reality in a bit, so it looks blurry. But there they are, running off into the, as you see, the cylindrical shape of Babylon 5, the rotating section. They're riding along that. So pretty cool stuff there. Anyway, let's do the other episode we're not doing real quick here, and that is Legacies. And in Legacies, we just have basically, we see Delenn's face there at the beginning. She has some guests coming. The Minbari are going to celebrate the passing of a war hero. Not Ducat. What is it? Lesot. No, they're in Star Wars. Um, it was, I forget the name of the guy, but anyway, that's happening. And also this telepath girl, this girl's latent telepath abilities came about. She's one of the people from down below that Istophobos would have had out of here, like years ago. He would have gotten them out of here. Well, you said how there's, that shouldn't happen, man. This is a military town. But anyway, Talia
No, they
wants
wouldn't have. They wouldn't have gotten there in the first place.
okay. Well, they accumulated somehow. But anyway, Talia wants to take her back to Psychor on Earth because it's the rules, and of course Ivanova doesn't want that. Still with the theme, her whole character story burning strong in season 1, with wanting to resist the Psychor rules for telepaths. She's okay with the blips. Just stay out of her head, though, All right. So anyway, the doctor says, well, this is my patient. So we're going to take care of this girl and let her figure out what's going to happen. All right. But anyway, here we get to meet Neroon, who comes in with the parade of Minbari folks, and they're celebrating the life of this guy that was originally religious caste. We learned from Delenn, but served as warrior caste. And then the warrior caste wants to parade him around as a war hero to celebrate his life. And unfortunately, as they're doing their thing, they open up the coffin and he's like, "Where is the Shy Elite?" That's his name. I just remembered it. He's looking. It's not there. Disappeared. Gone. Okay, well, Sinclair and Delenn have dinner. But he doesn't notice that Delenn has a bit of a guilty look. People are pumping the stomachs of the Pakmara, which are carrion eaters. They think this guy might have eaten the Shy Elite. Well, they had to pump his stomach to find out, but no, he's innocent. Poor guy did not eat that dead body, at least. So anyway, the Narn are interested in taking in a telepath because they got none. And so they'd like to talk to this lady telepath. And at first, Ivanova's like, okay, well, maybe. But they had a bad time. Basically, the little telepath girl is scared of life in Narnia. And so now she visits.
I like it.
So now, well, it's gloomy red and stuff there. And now she's visiting with Delenn because the Minbari telepaths are well treated. This might be a good solution for her. But she pokes around in Delenn's head a little bit, got some surface thoughts there, and and then she asks later, "Are you guys looking for a body?" And something like that. And I was going to say, probably stellar acting here in the eyes of Istophobos, right? This is one of those child actors with a future.
Well, I'm just thinking we might as well do this episode since we're
Okay,
30
just
minutes
kidding.
in and we haven't even started.
Well, we're done with this episode because she basically is able to share that Delenn hid the body. And so they corner Delenn, figure that out. And Delenn apologizes and explains, well, he was religious caste. And I don't like the way they were parading him around. I was going to pass it off as some sort of transcendental disappearism. And it's like, well, that doesn't really fly too much. Basically they were able to work out a deal at the end, but she basically threatens Neroon, the military caste guy, that, you better shut up about this and leave it alone, and he basically does because she's still high up there in the Grey Council, and that's where she basically tells Neroon, don't worry about it. But Neroon does come back, and there's some story with him later. But before he leaves, he talks with Sinclair, and interestingly enough, he says, "Sinclair, you talk like a Minbari." And there might be some reasons for that. We'll see later. Maybe the Minbari talk like him. Okay. Now, we are finally moving on to our next set of slides, which begins this episode. Folks still with us? I hope so. I'm sorry about that. sometimes I guess I take too long, but it's such a good show.
No, I don't think we need recaps of previous episodes to cover the ones we want to cover. I mean, people go watch it on Tubi.
But it's okay.
I thought the idea
Are
was
we not into the episode yet?
I thought the idea was to hit the important points of the overall story, which
I thought I did.
should have taken. Yeah, you did, along with an extra 20 minutes of stuff that has nothing to do. It just should be a couple sentences. I mean, it's your stream; you could do what you want, but I never imagined it was going to take this.
Sorry, I thought I was being pretty damn quick there. I guess it's because time goes slower when I'm talking. I don't know.
Well, it's because it's such a good series.
Well, anyway, we are here finally. All right, fine. There's outdoor.
All right, well, I got to go. I'm out of time. It was good to see you guys.
All right. Well, a ship arrives, and it happens to be this gentleman. And we're going to see his credits coming up in a bit. But we just see him asked to see where Delenn is, Ambassador Delenn. And a very friendly guy here says, "Oh, right this way, sir." And that's basically it. But that's our Draal, as we'll see. Now, there's things going on in CNC. Basically, Sinclair and Ivanova have noticed that the planet below them, Epsilon 3, has been undergoing some changes, some geo activity, shall we say. And so they're talking about some things going on the surface, and there's a scientist group or a group of scientists about to investigate it. And so they're going to be flying out to do that. And I think, they're basically planning on that. And already we get our first video clip, which I have right here. And this is something that I think that Liza could really lock herself into. Now we got to keep our clips brief, folks. Here's a brief little clip for those of you who are interested in some music theory ear training. What interval is this?
Cool beans.
In the chat, folks can
Do they get a prize if they get it right?
Well, maybe I'll move faster as a prize. Okay, there you go. Ba-da.
You're very close, Mr. Brown.
I'll let Liza take it from here.
Sounds like a fifth.
That's what it reminds me of, Gavin. Thank you.
It's a perfect fifth. Istaphobos is correct. It's a perfect fifth.
You can just listen to Alice in Chains, and that's how you'll know.
Or Superman. We talked about John Williams. Bum, ba, da, 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 da. There you go. Fifth
Also,
and fourth.
Grace Una was 20 years old. Are you calling her a child actress?
She was 20 there?
Yeah, she's already had kids, I think. She only has like 6 movie credits.
Well, she was playing a child.
Well, a teenager, but yeah,
Well, that's how I assumed she was the age she was playing.
She was playing a very old child.
Okay.
So like as in a 17-year-old. So
all right. Well,
she was playing a minor technically, but
Talia said it was probably puberty that caused
yeah, we're not talking Drew Barrymore in E.T. or anything. So
okay. Well, I'm sorry. Maybe she's fantabulous as an actress. I don't know.
No, she only has 7 credits to her whole career. And yeah, hard to really find out much about her.
All right. Well, I think we should leave her alone, respect her privacy. So anyway, we have here basically, I included these in case I'd forget what's going on, but basically they're basically the team is leaving to the planet and going to run some tests of the atmosphere, that sort of thing. And Sinclair's got stuff to do. So he said, I have to take care of some diplomatic business. So he heads out, and then we see the team moving on over to Epsilon 3. That's a nice looking planet there. I like that.
It looks
like
a little
going
dry.
to Arizona for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arizona. Well, at least you can't complain about the humidity. But anyway, Talia's waiting for an elevator. She's just hanging out there. Or I guess you call them tubes or something. I forget. What did they call the elevators?
I forgot.
Yeah, I think it was
Slipped my mind.
something a little more science fiction-y than elevator, but
Yes, they were called space tubes.
well, the tubes. Down the tubes, I say. It's going down the tubes. All right. So Miss Winters, what are you doing there? Hello, Commander. No, he didn't say what are you doing there, but he does ask, is the elevator, or what he calls it here, transport tube. There, you see it right in the dialogue.
Yeah,
Okay.
space transport tubes.
So anyway, is there something wrong with it? She's like, no, but she's got a problem. There's a gremlin in there named Mr. Garibaldi. And he's like, come on. Mr. Garibaldi can be many things, but he is not omniscient. But she says every time she goes into the transport tube, Mr. Garibaldi's there. And lo and behold, guess who's smiling there? Mr. Garibaldi. Classic look.
It's not that he was omniscient. He was stalking her. Or trolling her,
But in a
bothering
nice
her.
way. Well, no, not trolling. He was stalking because
Playing a practical joke on her, and she
Maybe,
didn't think it was
maybe.
funny.
well, he's kind of hitting on her, but as we'll see later, he has deeper love interests. So it was, shall we say, a little bit more playful. But anyway, she's like, she's gonna take the stairs. So they have stairs on Babylon 5. I wonder if they're like escalators.
They're called space stairs.
Space stairs. All right, so here we are.
They also had a
Excellent.
metro rail inside of
Oh yeah.
Babylon 5.
Do you want to know what that was called?
Yeah.
The Space Metro Rail.
Ay.
Aye.
Well, maybe if it was Space 1999. Now, here's the crew, the scientists.
We're watching.
No, we're in Babylon 5. Don't worry. Doesn't it look familiar? This is what you were just watching.
No, I was watching 1999.
Oh,
I
wait.
told you, Babylon 5, Voice in the Wilderness.
Yeah.
Is there a Space 1999 episode called Voice in the Wilderness?
Well, they have transport tubes in there, but it's called the core shuttle, is the monorail that runs along the axis of the space station.
Yeah.
That
But-
would kind of suck if I was actually watching 1999. Yes.
It-
Yeah.
It's really the Space Core shuttle.
I was really listening to A Saucer Full of Secrets.
Oh, cool beans.
I had my nights mixed up.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
coming next Friday. Saucer Full of
Yes.
Secrets.
No, I watched A Voice in the Wilderness,
No,
Part
okay.
1.
I had a feeling you were pulling my leg. Look at this. It's like
Well,
a
I had to
caravan
get
of
something in there.
scientists. Yes. Gavin Blackburn. What is he going to save me here? What did Gavin have to say? Gavin have to say there.
No, it's not the recap, Gavin.
No,
We're in
no.
the episode.
Yeah, we're in it.
We're still in the cold open, but we're in the episode.
Yeah, it's cold.
Well, I would have been lost in the recap anyway because the last one I watched was episode 15. So I skipped all the way up.
Well, here they are. They're cruising around Epsilon 3, and then all of a sudden something happens. There's like a starburst or whatever, but from the ground. At first, it's just an energy thing that kind of knocks out half their systems. As you see there, sends some sparks flying, and they're kind of floating around, but not completely dead in the water, but they're going to need to be helped. So this is how it ends, and now we get the title credits coming up next, but I am not going to be showing those.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
they
move
didn't
it.
realize it was 4th of July on Epsilon 5, and they just flew right over the fireworks.
Yeah,
Space fireworks.
yeah. The space fireworks. Is that what they're called? And here we go. So this should be, I'm sorry, I got to take it off stage and then put on the new one. Sorry, I'm trying to be quick. There we go. No. What happened?
We lost this now.
I took it to Phobos off. What the hell? Where is where is the slides? I just selected them, and please, folks, talk amongst yourselves. I'm trying to.
So
Don't talk, it's
they're-
only talk.
they in the space shuttle, they are stuck in space and they're waiting for a space tow truck to come and rescue them. But previously, the planet was surveyed and found to be completely uninhabited, which is why they built Babylon 5 in that orbit.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be in one of the Lagrange points for stability. So
Mm-hmm.
that is the gravitational body of which B5 sits. And I think it's in the L4. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, I'm not sure either. I just know it's Epsilon 3, and obviously it's orbiting, and they thought it was pretty much a dead planet. And basically, they've noticed some activity, and some group of scientists are checking it out. But it seems like it's an Earth Alliance interest overall, because these are scientists from elsewhere. But we do have a guest star on this episode. We have Louis Turin.
Louis
Turin.
Turin, I think.
Yes.
But an episode that actually reinforces the fact of certain reincarnation aspects that we learn later on.
Yes.
Because apparently this guy is also reborn later on as an Earth human monk.
Yes. Must be some timey-wimey stuff there. Because, yes,
Yeah.
Louis does come back as a...
We don't want to get at.
Yeah, let's not go there. Wayne Alexander also did some reincarnations on the show.
Oh, Lord, yes.
All right. And then Kurt Lowens as Varn. How you doing, Varn? Okay. But anyway, that is Ivanova back there. She's kind of a little bit annoyed. What's going on with you guys? Well, half their systems are dead. But it wasn't their fault this time, you know. And
Yeah, if they wait an hour, all their systems will be dead.
oh, yeah. But this guy says, okay, let's just play some cards or whatever. It was kind of like a line that stuck out there. But, yeah, they have to wait to get picked up, and then that's where the cavalry is going to come out and get them. And there we go. So, yeah, we could save some time there. Oh, clip number 2. But fortunately, I have this right here loaded up. Clip number 2. Yeah, I actually, when I was watching it, I was like, that's a rather impactful launch, and it's short enough that I can play it. So I did. There you go. I mean, plus, the one thing I did like about it, actually, maybe I can go back. Can I? No, I can't. Why doesn't it give me the... I don't have my controls. They disappeared for going backwards and forwards. So... sorry about that, folks. Let me see if I can get them back here. But anyway, no, I guess I can just say what I was going to say there is that, yeah, that launch is pretty cool because the sound that they did, the sound design was really good. And it helped make the Amiga effects possible, you know, help make them work because the sound design was so good. You really did hear it as a ship launching in that mechanism. But anyway, we have a meeting here. Sinclair is meeting with Minbari and Delenn, and they're basically having some sort of trade negotiations. And so this is the diplomatic meeting he was going to, and they've heard that there's some anomaly going on the planet. Interesting. He asks about it, but Sinclair kind of puts it off, and Delenn's just there like, might have been an ancient civilization because as far as they know, there's nothing there, but there may have been in the past. Kind of like Mars. Well, no. In this series, Mars does get attention too, but there's some unrest on Mars. Basically, an interesting dilemma they have here. So anyway, as we go, Sinclair is just basically explaining to them, as well as the audience, that the survey has found some signs of life there. Mm-hmm.
No,
In
they
addition,
haven't ever found any signs of life.
oh,
None.
none of you got to read
No
all the
life.
words.
What did we say about bourbon before the stream, Lawrence?
Well, something happened that they're looking at, geothermal activity, and now after this, it's like what? Well, wait a minute. I'm jumping ahead because next we're going to get some missiles. Oh, sorry. But anyway, what are we doing here? Yeah, Delenn. I think
What
Delenn, man, when they did her full makeup and stuff on her, man. Well, I guess they did a lot of extra face work too, because she looks so different in the face than she does later, shall we say.
Yep, and later when she has to appear as a Minbari again when she was having those flashbacks, she looked like human Delenn because they didn't do as much work on her then.
Yeah. She doesn't look near as freaky as she did in the pilot, though.
No, that
really
was
looked like a
horrible.
dude.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that was the idea. She was somewhat gender ambiguous, and that Delenn he like actually turned himself into a female to be more compatible with Sinclair.
Oh.
But that didn't happen.
I'm glad that they didn't go. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't go with an androgynous Delenn. Yeah. So.
Boy, that would have been prophetic, huh?
Yeah.
93.
Well, if you think about it from like a
good
science
writer
fiction
could...
standpoint, it's something that's totally kind of believable and can be fine. It's just when it becomes an agenda and it's like, all right, this is the system.
Yeah,
we want
I'm
you
sure.
To believe in.
I'm sure it wasn't agenda driven or anything. They just thought it would be an interesting story, and I'm sure it would have turned out fine. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
Well, they did that on an episode of Next Gen, didn't they?
Well, they did the opposite of that, yeah. But the thing about Delenn is, I wouldn't have wanted to have to look at her for an entire season looking like she did at the pilot. It was very, kind of awkward, I think. And they changed her voice, and it was all deep. Because Delenn's quite charming and lovable, and I actually found her kind of adorable. She's this little bald-headed alien, very strong-willed, but so tiny. It worked out, I think.
Oh, yeah, it did. And I'm sorry I didn't back up the slide to show her while we're talking about her, but I don't have my controls to go backwards and forwards. I looked up, I just did a quick Google search for the shortcuts for it, and it says control up arrow, and I tried both of those, and it's not moving.
We need to pitch in and get Lawrence a Stream Deck.
So all I can do is click forward with the mouse, and I can't go back. So
does the wheel not work? Yes.
Yeah. The wheel? No.
Yeah.
The scroll wheel doesn't.
See if Elgato will sponsor the channel and send you a Stream Deck too.
Yeah, like they really need another small time channel wanting one of their free pieces of gear. Oh, but anyway, anything here?
OBS.
I got. Oh, jeez. Liza, anything here from Malari that you want to point out here? No, I guess not. We can move on.
If that is true, you may have awakened something.
Yeah.
Fear.
Well, we'll find
it's all Fear's fault.
It's always Veer's fault. Poor Veer.
He isn't even in this one, poor guy.
Yeah, it's the only thing bad about the episode.
But anyway, we are moving back here. Well, here's the station. The scientists are back. They're walking on, and Chief Science Dude is just telling them, okay, we're going to try again tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. But then it's time to talk to Ivanova. She likes to know what's going on with her civilians here. And she's like, what was that? And he's like, I have no idea, as you can read, my friends. Anything you guys want to point out about this conversation? Just pretty much that they're trying to figure out what's going on, but he's not able to deliver much in the way of information other than, it basically knocked out most of our power.
Is this the bit where we get the Babylon 5 banter, or is that a bit later?
That's a bit later. It's a bit later. Yeah.
That's what I'm setting up.
Yeah,
Because later she does
yeah.
read these guys the Babylon 5 mantra. All right, but he's basically telling her he's just going to basically relax, take a shower, call his wife because she's into mysteries, and But he does end this saying, "Hey, it may be dangerous, but there's no better way to go out than in the service of science." But Ivanova actually could think of some other better ways. She does mention so. Well, she doesn't mention those better ways, but she can think of some. All right. But anyway, back here, they're having trade negotiations that it pretty much ends up. It goes pretty well because even though Minbari thinks it's a bit pricey, it's fair. He's got to play it like it costs too much, but the deal's fair. Sinclair says so, and he agrees, and so does Delenn. And he mentions that it's so much easier without certain other people here, referring to Jakar. But Delenn says there's a difference between someone who is unreasonable and someone who is just angry. Jakar is angry. Perhaps in the future, if he's not as angry, he will be more reasonable, that sort of thing.
Foreshadowing. Yes.
Well, yeah, but he does see some future visions and stuff, but not that. The only visions he has of Jakar in the future involve choking. So he's saying, well, the Narn hate us, we hate them. And basically it's the law of forces. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And he says, so long as the Narn hate us, we hate them back. And that's it. Victims of math. Basically, he's saying, and she's not too convinced.
No, she's just highly disappointed because I think she's inclined to like him.
Yeah.
Like we all are.
Oh, yeah. Everybody likes Londo. It's just only if he wasn't such a megalomaniac at times. But anyway, I guess there's not much else to cover here other than a bit of that, just the whole hatred fest going on, but he gave a pretty interesting explanation for it. He is intelligent after all, not just full of hate without any kind of knowledge. Shall we say knowledgeable hate? All right, so anyway. And
more foreshadowing here. Those lines are important.
Could you read them, please?
Well, Sinclair tells Delenn after Londo leaves, he never listens, and Delenn says he will sooner or later. Very important foreshadowing. But only after he's lost absolutely everything. Yep. That's what happens when you make a deal with Mr. Morden.
Or other such evil entities.
Oh, yes.
Is there anything here, Liza, that I should be covering, or am I once again going too slow?
Good day, Commander. Well, you can keep going.
Okay. Good day, Commander. Yeah, he's polite. All right, so we're beginning our next day activities with the next set of slides. Now, here's the thing. My slide qualities have improved, but there's fewer of them per stack. So that means I have to load them more often. So that is the one trade-off with getting these higher quality slides. So
Eraserhead, I think more people like Jakar, to be honest with you. You should do a poll, mister.
Oh, we don't know how our first poll went. It looks like Star Trek's still winning.
Yeah.
They win every time. Well,
that's not surprising.
The vote's being split between Babylon 5 and Doctor Who. That's why. So end the poll, yeah. Now, we will do another poll here. How do you spell Jakar? I know it's like a J apostrophe something.
It's G apostrophe O-K-A-R.
Who is more, shall we say, lovable?
Who do you like better?
Oh, who do you
Yes.
like better?
Oof.
Yes.
The
I am
only way-
Camp Jakar, people. I am Camp Jakar. I'm with the Narns on this.
The only way to win that game is not to play.
Well,
At
here's-
this point in the
I plan
series,
to win.
yeah, I didn't like Jakar at all. At this point in the series, he was still pretty much presenting as a villain. But
Well, here's another thing to think about. This is person. It's not like the plight of the people, because obviously you would feel something for the Narn in the history and everything like that. But it's the character. Who do you like better is simply how it's put. That's how it's phrased. So,
Oh my gosh, we have Emperor Goodwin in the chat.
Oh my God.
welcome, Jay.
Oh, he has graced us with his
Emperor
presence.
Goodwin.
Yes,
Yay.
the Emperor.
Welcome back.
Oh, we have something for him, though.
We do?
Yeah, hold on here.
Oh no.
Be careful. At least if he was on panel, things might be a little bit more intense.
Prepare for torture!
Confess, and we won't hurt you anymore. We don't like doing this at all.
Never!
Bring me the boar worms.
No! Not the ballworms!
Yes.
Is that one Star
He
Trek?
inevitably brings the boar worms.
which show are we doing now? I've completely lost. So Flash,
Ay, ay,
Cornelia
ay.
Muti, right? Okay, yeah.
Well, yes.
No,
What were
hear
we
you.
just talking about?
She wasn't
We
in
hear
Brown's
you.
list anywhere.
Well, they're voting on Jakar and Londo, and here we are actually
Oh
picking
my
up.
gosh, what a sacrilege. Oh.
We're picking up where we left off, kind of here. Ivanova is basically saying, okay, we're trying again, and she's going to have a fighter escort squadron ready because, these civilians, they just can't handle what they're doing, that sort of thing. And, she's basically briefing them on all the stuff that we know. Right? But I've got the dialogue here just in case. Basically, how's Dr. Tasaki? Well, he's all right. I may have to kick him in the ass now and then. All right. So basically, I guess we don't need this conversation so much. It kind of like fills in a little bit more of the parameters of the mission and how it's being handled and so forth. But basically, Ivanova is in charge, and she'll remind us of that later. By the way, Commander, have you heard from, what is this? Mars Colony? Oh, we haven't heard any news from Mars Colony at all today, and usually there's something. So, he thinks, probably just whatever. No big deal. But we'll find out later there is a deal. So a lot of themes are going on at once here. We're basically finding out about Epsilon 3, and then, the Mars Colony stuff happens. And then Delenn's walking down a hallway. Last time a Minbari chick walked down a hallway by herself, she got stabbed.
Yeah.
She's at her door. And we do have a clip here. This is probably one of my favorite clips from this show. So this one's not just for fun.
Quickly, what is the third principle of sentient life?
Draal.
Incorrect answer. The third principle of sentient life is the capacity for self-sacrifice.
Aha! The capacity, my controls are back. Imagine that. Playing the video gave me my controls back. So, we get to meet Draal. And this, I love, the third principle of sentient life, which is something in all my readings of all things metaphysics, spiritual and stuff, I find to be at the crux of the human condition, our ability to be more than just animals, more than just concerned about survival. It's deeply ingrained in us, of course, survival. It's part of whatever instincts we have. It's something we need in order to survive in the world, is have those survival instincts. You want to be warm. not too hot, not too cold. You need to eat. You need to go to the bathroom. You need to sleep. These are needs that need to be met. And this translates in the modern day with society and monetary systems, the currency. You need to earn money. You need to get ahead. You need to, all these things where it's basically a system. If you look in the wild, it's life feeds on life. And in the human sector, it's still kind of that way, except we tend to be toward the top of the pyramid. And, so survival is the main concern, but we have that capacity for self-sacrifice where because of love, because of caring for a principle, a cause, a person, more than ourselves, we break that program and have the ability to put other priorities above what we would say is really genetically. And by virtue of being in this 3D reality, it's our prime directive is survival, but we have a capacity for something more. And that's what's being called here the third principle of sentient life. All right. I've opened the floor. Go to town, folks.
You put a big hole in the floor.
A big hole. Too big of a hole.
Well, something else that the Minbari say that I also like that fits with that part of their philosophy is that basically evolution is overrated.
Oh, she says that earlier. Delenn was just saying that earlier with Sinclair. I missed that. That's why I have these words up.
Was that at the table conversation that evolution is
Afterwards.
overrated?
Yeah,
Yes.
after Londo left, she's saying evolution would be overrated if, because of the fact that we want to leave a better world for our progeny afterwards. Like basically we want to leave this place better than what we inherited.
Well, by this metric, many animal species would qualify as sentient, including some cetaceans and elephants who've been known to sacrifice themselves for offspring that aren't even theirs.
Yeah.
No, they are.
Well,
they
no,
probably
yeah, I'm
are.
not saying that I'm not saying no other animals are sentient, but I think we take it a little bit further because we write books about it and try and find out what this is,
Yeah, elephants would, but they have a very difficult time holding the pen.
Yeah.
Poor guys.
On the other hand, you can be certainly actually remember the stories they're told.
But yeah, it's basically I mean, I would say that there are many animals that are sentient, and I think our cats are sentient.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know any cats going to sacrifice themselves for me, but
Well, maybe not self-sacrifice, but they got the first two principles down.
Yeah.
Whatever they
good
are.
point, Jay.
What does Jay share with
He's
us here?
describing sapience versus sentience.
Oh,
I got to look that up.
Well, think of it like the Spanish word sentir, meaning to feel. So sentience means kind of like being able to empathize, I think.
Yeah, sentience is the capacity to feel and perceive and experience subjective reality, whereas sentience, and sapience is the capacity for higher order intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if
Homo sentient,
it's feeling versus thinking.
If sentience has anything to do with the perception of reality, then we humans, at least a huge portion of the population of Earth, isn't.
Well, here's the thing. It's about a balance.
People have they've lost their sense of reality entirely. Lost connection.
Well, it's also it's about balance. There's the sapiens, the thinking, the analytical brain, which left brain, and the right brain that's more concerned with creativity and feeling and so forth. It's about balancing the two. It's about being empathize with others. I mean, you can have two evolutions You can have an evolution of ability and conscious, intelligence, as well as an evolution in empathy and being able to, you know, uh, consider the feelings of others uh, and have like some sort of understanding of the shared thing that we're all in this together in a way. We're all born into this three-dimensional life at some point where we kind of grow up, get parented, move out in the world and stuff, trying to figure it out, and just knowing that at some point it's going to end. It's not clear when, but as you get older, it gets more and more likely. And so it's like it's a struggle. It's a tough life is tough. And that's something that we all share. And sometimes I think we take it out on others, or others take it out on us, rather than realizing we're all in this shared experience without getting too communistic about it. Of course, it's not like you know, um, the importance of the individual is still very important and should only kept in balance uh, with the
Yeah,
importance of
balance,
others and
balance.
community.
Yeah, I think balance is the
Hmm.
goal in all things,
Yeah,
and I think Babylon 5
explores that because
explores that because in the end we find out that the Vorlons, who are more kind of religious like the Minbari, and have taken a certain point of view to the extreme, and the shadows, you find out that they're both wrong.
yeah.
They're they've become ideological.
Hmm.
And when Sheridan found no, both questions need to be answered, which is what
Yeah,
the first
we're
first
really
one was
jumping
trying to
ahead
tell him.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Well,
really jumping
anyways,
ahead
yes,
there. But
yeah,
yeah, the idea here is
yeah.
like what's important to him, and that's something that Draal has come to in his life. As you see, as it goes on, he does. I guess that's later when they have their conversation. Basically, they're greeting. Can you take me into your warm place rather than being out here in this drafty hall? And so they head on in. But when we touch base with them later, we'll see that he's going through that personally in his life right now, where he's always been interested in service. What's his purpose in serving and trying to do that? And he feels like he has nothing left to give. And he's at a point where he's going to search for it.
Learned, may I just interrupt that
Yes.
we have 11 votes, but 26 people watching. If you have access to a smartphone or a computer,
Not
folks,
my fault.
please,
It's not my
please
fault.
vote.
I think
can't make
people
up
are
my mind.
stuck. They can't really
Yeah.
pick a fave.
Maybe
It's
they
like,
want a third choice.
A
oh,
third
Maybe
choice.
they don't like either of them.
Well, you put
How can
Ivanova
you
in there.
not like eat? No, Mike.
Or
no.
they love both of them equally.
you
Yeah.
said Ivanova, put her in
Yeah,
there.
I say put Ivanova
Oh,
in there, and
Ivanova.
that'll be it.
Oh,
She'll be
now
top
that you
tier.
mention it,
You put
yeah.
Ivanova in there,
Oh,
she will be up.
yes.
She will outvote everyone else, of course. But she's
No,
Ivanova.
maybe not, Colin. No,
Hmm.
I still think Jakar has a fighting chance.
Well,
Maybe.
he's thinking, a lot of the folks watching, except for Robot and Liza, and maybe a couple others, a lot of folks here are gentlemen.
I'm sure
Might be more
there are plenty ladies. Ladies, vote for Jakar, please.
All right.
Come on.
Well, anyway, this is Sinclair's hands again. They like to get hand shots with him. All right. Well, anyway, he's basically probably going to have a cup of tea, and the news comes through with just a general report at first, and then there's a Mars special live. This is happening now, folks. It's firebombing on Mars, and basically, the government on Mars is an Earth-appointed government, kind of like a puppet government, favorable to Earth policies and everything. And there's a Mars, like in any place, there are those that are more revolutionary than others, and there is, I think it's called what, Mars Attacks. What's the name
Free
of that
Mars.
group? Free Mars.
Free Mars.
No,
Well,
Mars
Free Mars is
Attacks
the one that
was
makes
the
you like
movie.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some pro-Mars revolutionaries. Yeah.
Free
So
Mars
anyway.
is the one that Adrian Barbeau was in.
Yeah, they say the conflict will be over when the sands run red with earther blood. So there you go.
By the way, folks, we have an interesting thing happening in the poll now. But Lawrence, Emperor Goodwin gave me an idea. The next poll should be between Ivanova and Garibaldi.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because the show is so good and has such an excellent ongoing narrative, my favorite characters have changed over time. So it really depends at what point in the series you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's hard to...
Because these people don't stay the same.
Yeah, they have their moments where they rise and fall.
Well, people can submit their votes according to where they are in the series. And then we can have a poll every show. Why not? And we could track how people's opinions change over time.
Although I think overall, Ivanova, compared to the other characters, was the one that had, shall we say, she stayed the strongest and had the least failures throughout, unless you hold her telepath grudge against her. Or other than that, yes, she should have boffed Marcus, but you know.
She should have.
We need to have a poll about
Eraserhead.
whether
Dr.
people like
Franklin, really? Dr. Franklin Eraserhead? Are you sure Eraserhead?
Well, Franklin would be a nice guy to go out with for a bit and just like...
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, Franklin, also known as Mommy.
Yeah.
Mommy.
I would be so annoyed by Dr. Franklin. Oh my God. Yeah.
So basically, he receives the news here. Mars is in great trouble, and we see basically him acting that out. But then there's another problem. He's seeing things. He's seeing guys like this appearing in his quarters. Is this Varn?
That is not... Is it Varn? Oh, I thought Varn was a Minbari.
No, it looks like the only two guest credits they gave were for Draal and this guy. You know,
yeah, he's right out of the Thriller video.
yeah, he is. What's that? Ernest and Vern. That was good. How you doing, Vern? You could see Ernest at his window. Okay, never mind. Bad reference. What do we have here? Is this Mike? Mike decided to put a chat in. He can't get a word in edgewise on stream. What did you say, Mike?
I did say that, and then I typed it. I said we should have a poll about whether people like Poles.
You mean the Polish?
Yeah.
Hey. No, look at that. Now you had to turn it into something political.
It's not really political, I don't think.
I said polls, Polls.
Okay. Well,
we got 27 watching and only 12
I like
votes.
Polish people.
Yes, we do like Polish people here on Earworms. We do
overall.
I think if we had a poll about Polish people, they'd win hands down.
I like Polish, especially you can bend them with a bow.
You think they'd win over the Brits?
Oh, I don't think we need to have competitions.
You're the one that brought it up.
You know what we need?
Bloody Southerner.
Yeah. I was born in the North, man. I just live here now.
Just live here now.
I was born in the North, but in my heart I have always been sullen.
Oh, there we go. One of my favorite lines.
Maroon.
Maroon's line.
I was going to say actually on the previous one when we talked the previous one, that actually, interestingly, reverses that character's arc, does it? Because you've got the character from the dead shy elite was religious and then becomes warrior, and you get the room goes the other way.
Yes,
better watch out, Lawrence. The Emperor is on to you.
What does he say?
Oh, you don't want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, can we close the Jakar poll?
Why? Because you want to close it now while he's in the lead, huh?
No, he's not in the lead.
Oh, it's tied. Oh,
it's tied.
Okay. They are forever tied. Well,
can we do Ivanova and Garibaldi, please?
Well, it makes sense because later they do get married. All right. Ivanova.
You guys like spoiling.
No, they don't get married. It's a joke, Mike, but it's a joke.
How would I know? I'm only up to episode 15 and now 18. I'm already jumping all over the place. It's spinning. It's like The Exorcist.
I'll just say favorite officer, B5 officer, I guess. And it'll be just Garibaldi and Ivanova, and I think Ivanova.
I'm not sure Garibaldi's an officer.
Isn't it Ivanova with an A? No, is it with an O or an
A? Ivanova.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm with Dead Gamer on this one.
Oh, there's a dead gamer.
There is a dead gamer
looks like
here.
The oldest gamer just got beat.
It's like it would be like having a poll. Who do you like better, Spock or Kirk? You know what the hell?
Well, well, that was pretty quick.
That was quick.
That was very quick.
I mean,
I'm just saying, man. They're all You're saying this is a top-notch show.
Yeah,
it's tough.
So
there might be some time where you want someone who's not too logical, but going to get the job done. All right. Okay, you heard the news from Mars? I did. We all just did, and we're all flabbergasted. Yeah, terrible stuff to see going on there. Looks like he was born on Mars, but I guess grew up on Earth. And she knew some people on Mars, but not anymore. But they know that Garibaldi is going to be taking it hard because he is from Mars and lived a good part of his adult life on Mars and has an ex-lover there as well.
Why did you spell Garibaldi's name like a gerbil? Are you trying to influence the poll?
Did I do it wrong? Isn't it Geribaldi?
No, it's G-A.
Garibaldi.
Like the biscuit.
Garibaldi.
Like the biscuit or the guy who created Italy.
This is turning out to be interesting too. People vote. We only got 6 votes and 26 people.
I thought that's what it meant. I thought it was like the Italian name for House of the Gerbil.
No, it's Italian.
On next week, the divorce proceedings between Liza and Lawrence.
Damn. Right there. Damn. Okay, well, we're going to remove that and move on to slides number 5, I believe. Yes, folks, if you want the higher quality visuals,
Garibaldi, the poor man. So mean.
Well, I don't see well, so it's not like
No, it's Emperor Goodwin.
I see the names in my head.
You're streaming at 720p, so the highest quality images are just getting lost because they're no bigger than 400 pixels when they display on the stream.
Well, damn. What am I supposed to do? I guess just go with the way I had been doing things before, because this took longer extracting them this way last time.
Dead Gamer, of course you can vote twice. You need a sock account though.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw how well that worked out on the previous streams.
Yeah,
on
it
a
didn't work
separate
out at all.
device. If it's
Yeah,
on a
watch it on
separate
any
device,
device,
yeah.
Like watch on your laptop and your phone.
Yeah,
Listen,
I guess.
Oh man.
Yeah,
you can vote twice by not voting at all if it's a 2-item poll, unless you're trying to stack. But then it's not really fair.
Yeah, not really. We want to know what the people really think. All right, so these guys.
8 votes. We need more people.
When you turn something into a game, everybody cheats. It's a sad statement of the human condition.
It's the 4th principle of sentient life.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Given the chance to open a daycare, you will choose.
You will choose a learning center, a learning center instead.
I have no idea what you mean, but that's good.
Especially if you're in Minnesota.
Oh, right. Well, we do have Minnesota represented in our audience. Scott Hovid, Chief Mod. He's the one that keeps us safe from trolls and everything.
Eat my shorts.
And he is currently experienced negative 35 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe.
Oh
or at
my
least he was
God.
the last 2 days when I checked with him on B-sides Friday night.
5 more degrees and you won't have to worry about converting it to Celsius.
Oh man.
Well, anyway, these two are talking. Basically, he's troubled with the Minbari youth. Shall we say. He's not comfortable with the way the culture has become. He feels they become much too selfish and everything. Everybody looking out for their own good. Of course, that's in violation of the 3rd principle of sentient life. But he knows that Delenn was a good student, learned a lot from him and everything. But he's at a point in his life where he is going to, as they say, go off to sea. I guess at some point, some Minbari, when they feel like they don't know what they can do with their lives anymore, they basically go off into space maybe and just, I don't know, float around and see what happens. Go off to sea, see what happens. But fortunately, he's got some insights coming up. Did anybody want to talk about this conversation in any detail? I do have the dialogue there. I am currently, I think I just summarized it. Suddenly I'm getting good at summarizing things, and it's unfortunately the better conversations that deserve more time. There's this.
I wonder if they got this idea of the elderly Minbari going off to the quote unquote sea from Judge Dredd.
Well, yeah, oh, yes, I thought of that one.
Yes. Well, can you actually? That's one place where you got me because I haven't seen Judge Dredd, although I probably should, because it's frequently referenced in our circles.
Well, back in the 1970s, there was a comic called 2000 AD. I know I had it from issue 1.
So you like it?
I haven't had it for many years now, but yeah, I had it from issue 1, and Judge Dredd first appeared in issue 2.
Okay. Well, we don't have to go back that far, but what is the parallel here between the elder folk there and the Minbari?
When the judge, the very, very, very basic setup, after a nuclear war, Judge was basically set on the east coast of America is one big city. Outside of it, it's nuclear wasteland. And when a judge gets old and feels rather retired, they do what they say is they go into the cursed earth to bring law to the lawless. So they basically exile themselves from the city and go outside the bounds into the wildlands. I think that's what.
Wait, why are we talking about Judge Dredd?
Well, apparently it's related to what the Minbari do, or might be.
Okay.
Well, supposedly, Draal, when someone from the religious caste is ready to quote unquote retire, they get sent off to the quote unquote.
No, I don't think they get sent off. He's deciding that he wants to go to the sea.
He's deciding to go to the sea early. Take early retirement.
We don't know how early that
All
might
right.
be.
And what does this have to do with Judge Dredd?
Well, an old, a retiring judge had to take the law out to the lawless.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That
You know,
was a long
outside of
way to go to
civilization.
make yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Although actually, I would have thought I'm perhaps more connected to elves going to Valinor, but
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Since this was Tolkien inspired, yes.
Yeah. Elves going to Valinor, but they're going back to where they came from.
Yeah.
Here, I don't know. It to me, it sounds like a romantic idea where it's like I have nothing left really to do except just go out there, see what happens. And well, I don't know. It's not explained in detail, but she thinks it's too early, so she agrees with you, Liza. It's like, but mostly because she won't see him again. But he's not in a hurry, so he's able to spend some time with her at the station, spend some time now. And so that's how they leave it. But I think it's more of like his personal decision. He's not being sent anywhere. It's just he's frustrated with things. And he's at a loss of what to do next. I think he does feel there's something that can be done, that he can do some things with his life yet, but he doesn't see what that is. So it's a little bit different. It's not like, all right, I'm just going to chuck myself on the trash heap. He just doesn't see what it is. And maybe he'll find something, maybe not. But anyway, there we go. They're going to hang out at least for a bit and enjoy what time there is left before he decides he's going to sea. But anyway, Garibaldi, spelled with an A, 2 A's. Garibaldi. He is basically at his wit's end. He's trying to get information about a woman he loves on Mars. We'll find out more about her later, but he can't get through, and they're not going to let him get through. Communications are closed off, and that's basically it. I saved the whole conversation and probably didn't need to for that, but he's going to have to try another way to get in touch with her. So we close
Emperor
those.
Goodwin, that's macabre. Ew. Yikes.
What
No.
macabre do we have there? Or is it something you can't say?
Major macabre. I don't want to read it though.
Macabre?
The chat is reading it and the audience is reading it. No worries. There we go.
I'm glad they have something to do because I'm loading up more slides.
Scott's laughing at us, of course. Yes.
Do we have any of our channel members here tonight? Do we have Elder, Stitch the Elder? Do we have...
No, I haven't seen Stitch the Elder, but we do have Scott. We have
Flavius X.
X Flavius. Yes, he's here.
Oh, I have something for X Flavius X, otherwise known as Flav. He is royalty. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking for the right thing.
Oh, sure you are. Sure you are, Scott.
Well, no. X Flavius X is royalty. X, Roman numeral X Flavius X. He's like the 10th Flavius or something like that. He is definitely royalty, in fact.
This man commands a quack legion. He wanks as high as any in Rome.
There you go. That's Flavius. We'll see how long he allows us to use that. Okay, now let us move onwards and upwards. I floored my panel. What do we have here? What is that a picture of?
I can't tell.
That's them working in space suits
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Presumably
Yeah.
working outside on it.
Yeah, it was just some exterior footage. So
Yeah,
anyway,
possibly the fighter base.
now we're going to provide fighter support, basically, is what she's telling them. You guys are civilians. You can't do this right. We're going to provide some fighter support and stuff to make sure you don't get blown up or anything like that. But she's saying, you know, don't take any chances, because we won't be able to help you. And so she's laying down the rules here. And we'll see in a little bit that these civilians sometimes, well, this guy, Mr. I'll die for science, he's a little bit, shall we say, obsessive with this. And he's like, yeah, good. I think he's being sarcastic here. Yeah, I love when people just monitor me or something like that. But anyway, we are moving on here.
She's looking out for his safety, and
Yeah.
he's not really
Well, yeah,
concerned
he's a
with
little
what
too
she's
obsessed.
saying.
It's a little too obsessed. She's like warning him that the Star Furies are designed for space travel, not atmospheric stuff. So she's basically saying, don't go into the atmosphere. But yeah, we have a feeling this guy isn't going to do that. What did he say about? Oh, understood. I thought he said undressed. Never mind. Okay, so can't drop too low, but he's going to try to get in there without getting too low, and you could already see the conflict coming here. All right, so anyway, elsewhere, she radios in to say that they're on their way, and Sinclair receives that message when he's walking with Minbari. Walking with Minbari in the woods. And basically he's asking him, if you do find out anything down there, would you let me know? And
No.
No is the answer. Right there, no. And he's
I
like,
love
I'm
that
glad I know
expression.
where
Yeah.
I stand. That's
Cool
some
beans.
Minbari face right there. All right, but anyway, now here go our civilians off to do their thing. But the fighters are released too, giving them escort. And we're flying out to Epsilon 3 and cut back to here where we see Talia doing some business and wrapping up, and Garibaldi needs to speak with her. Now, he's been stalking her in the transport tubes. She's not really happy about that. She's like, all right. He says, I need your help. She's like, yeah, that's not a very good pickup line. He's like, look, I don't mean that now. I'm sorry. I want to talk to you for reals. And so they go off and talk somewhere. And this is where we get some Garibaldi backstory. I didn't include the lines here, but I think we could summarize it. Basically, he was living on Mars. He had trouble holding down jobs. He struggled with alcoholism. And fortunately, he had a good woman that was there for him and stood by him, this Lise Hampton, as she was known. And, but he got a chance to work on Babylon 5 with Sinclair. And since this was a chance for him to wipe his career slate a bit clean, or at least do a good job somewhere and be dedicated to it, he decided to go for it because he was at least in recovery at that stage and, wanted to start again. And so he went off with Sinclair to Babylon 5. Hampton didn't want to go. And it was one of those things where it was gut-wrenching. He still loved her, but they had a fight, and fights kind of push people apart. And so, anyway, he left to Babylon 5. She's still there on Mars, and he has no way of knowing if she's okay. And so he explains everything to Talia, and she basically empathizes. She follows the third principle of sentient life. And she basically decides, all right, well, what can I do about it? And then Garibaldi tells her about that he knows of a place that Psychor has on Mars. And she's like, you're not supposed to know about it, but he has ways of finding things out. And so he asks her, you could communicate with them and at least find out if she's all right. Eventually, Talia does agree, and so she heads off, and she'll get back to him on that. So there we go. That was a nice summary. And then Commander Science is here. And let's see, 5 kilometers inside the atmosphere. There we go. You notice those words, inside the atmosphere. This guy is not listening to Ivanova.
Nope.
And
Being naughty.
And she's telling him about it. Do not enter atmosphere. The fighters won't be able to follow. You know, that makes sense. He's like, well, hey, don't worry. I'm just going to dip in a little bit. I mean, we need to do something. We can't go back without any information. You know, that sort of stuff. Mr. Science. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and what else are we doing here? We're back here. Uh-oh, there's something coming our way fast. And it's missiles. So now we're seeing some other added stuff going on there. They're still thinking uninhabited, but there was a civilization there. And now they're thinking, well, eventually going to be thinking, uh-oh, they must have a defense system that's still active. All right. So these guys get another whack again, but Ivanova's sharp. She basically has the station guns pointed at these missiles. They're firing away at the missiles, basically trying to distract the missiles, keep them away from the ship. The ship's been hit, but she's just trying to keep them out of the way so that they can, you know, keep the missiles occupied so the ship can get out of the atmosphere and the fighters can cover it better once it gets out of there. And so that's her plan as she launches at it. And there's some good space battle stuff here. There's only so many things I could get.
If she's firing the ship's guns, that must mean that the station is A, relatively low, and B, in geosynchronous orbit.
Well, it's not like distance would be huge. I mean, it's obviously in an orbit, I guess.
It's not. It's on the Lagrange point. It's not geosynchronous or any geo at all. It's stationary in space while the planet rotates underneath it.
In which case, it would only have a very short window to be over it to provide them with cover.
Well, it depends on the rotational period of the planet.
This is true. Yes,
it could take a year for one planet rotation.
Well, in any case, the idea is that still, even though they're home on the Grange, they are able to fire some weapons at these missiles. I mean, you think about it, there's nothing in the way. It's just distance is distance. It'll just take longer to get there, but they could still fire at these missiles. So, and that's what they're doing. And, well, they need to do something, get some cover for Commander Science here. And she's like basically telling him, all right, now get yourself out of there as best you can. They're able to get somewhere. And eventually they seem to get out of the immediate danger. And what do we say here? Survey 1 to Babylon. We're clear. Okay, so yeah, they're clear. They got clear thanks to her fast thinking. And now she's saying, these are the immortal words. On your trip back, take the time to learn the Babylon 5 mantra. Now, who wants to read the Babylon 5 mantra? I have it here. Liza? No?
Is the phobos.
Colin? No?
Ivanova is always right. I will listen to Ivanova.
Mm-hmm.
I will not ignore Ivanova's recommendations. Ivanova is God. And if this happens again, Ivanova will rip your lungs out. Babylon control out.
Yeah, that's not part of the mantra.
Just kidding about the God part.
Well, she's looking back at her folks there, and they all pretend like they're doing something else. And then she says, civilians. And then she says, I'm just kidding about that God part. No offense.
Well, now would be a good time to display the results of the Ivanova Garibaldi vote.
Okay,
poll.
We can do that. End poll. And who do we have here? Garibaldi is at 50%. Ivanova 40%. Oh, 60 to 40. I was going to
I was going to say, hold on. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I guess there's some people that really like Michael here. All right.
There you
Okay.
go. Well, folks,
It's
I
because
think
she
I'm gonna-
never ended up with Marcus. That's the problem. You know?
No. All right.
You
Well,
don't
That's
while
need-
what
you're
happened.
paused, I'm going to say goodnight.
All right.
I got to get up in the morning.
Oh,
Maybe.
Mike. Oh, okay, Mike.
All right. So thank you for joining us.
I will see y'all, some of you anyway, Friday night.
Yeah, folks, please check out
Yes,
his
sir.
Full of
channel
secrets.
also. Check out Mike Mountain Hawk Gorley in the description. Check out his music. Listen to it while you work. Listen to it while you don't work. And of course, Friday we'll be joining you here at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, midnight UK, for a Saucer Full of Secrets, right here at the Wayfarer Project. And we are now going on slide deck 7. We're getting there, folks. I know this is a bit of a longer one, but it is a powerful story. So what now? Okay, so now our screens failed to share any automatic systems on the surface. So, all right, they weren't able to detect any of these systems, the defense grid or anything like that. So it's like, man, what's going on? And they're trying to figure that out. Well, they look at it, and to summarize things, basically the missiles came out of these crevices or crevasses, however you want to pronounce them. And they were from 5 miles within the surface, according to Science Man's equipment. And so we got this concept of, okay, there's a defense grid there, comes from 5 miles in the surface, so there had to be intelligent life at some point, and they wanted to defend whatever's down there. So that brings up a lot of interesting things. But Sinclair and Ivanova see this as a potential first contact situation, so they want to take a ride down. And they both agree that that's a good idea. I think they really just want to go there. They want to get, offset and do a little bit of flying in space. Okay. And here's our winner, Mr. Garibaldi. He doesn't look like he feels
I did
like
not
a winner right
expect
now.
him. Yeah, no. Didn't expect him to win, honestly.
But you know who probably helped him in the voting? This guy. Because he's about to help him out right now. Liza, do you mind doing the dialogue for me? Because these lines are really good. Well, basically, yeah. Malari checks his drink and finds it's water.
Yes.
Of course, it needs to be non-alcoholic.
Okay.
Water. Fascinating. I never touched this stuff myself. Are you going to make me read it, I guess?
You did read it. You did read it. You did just
but
fine.
I was lucky.
I can only do his iconic lines, unfortunately.
And, well, of course, Garibaldi's saying, is there something I can do for you? Yes, attend. I like that. It's like Napoleon. Yes, attend. All right. Why is it you're gonna make me do this? All right.
I am managing the chat, folks.
As a
I
young
cannot do two things at
Centauri,
the same time here.
I developed a preoccupation with females. Yeah, I can see why you don't want to say that. I went to all the finest clubs. I watched exotic Centauri dancers. Yeah, you still do, actually. And then we have here. Now, one day I was angry and upset. But I went to the club. I sat, watched the show, but I never saw it. I just sat and stewed. Boy, this is going to take a bit here. Suddenly, I looked up, and this beautiful dancer is leaning down over the stage and looking right into my eyes. Whatever it
Scott.
is, it can't be that bad. That's what she said to him. And then she kissed me right here. Mr. Garibaldi. Whatever it is, it can't be that bad. Looks like I didn't include that line, but that's what he says. And that cheers Garibaldi up. He says, you try to kiss me and I'll break your arm. All right. So there we go. He just says that, well, it looked like you needed a friend. And, well, they get into talking and he asks him, well, so what happened with the dancer? And Londo says, I married her. I married her the next day. And then tells a story of when he woke up with her laying on his arm, and he would sooner chew off his arm than to wake her up. And Garibaldi says, oh, that's so sweet. And he says, well, that's because she had a voice that could tear off wallpaper or something like that. Londo?
Yeah, he married her, and then it was that bad.
Yeah.
That's sweet. It was a great conversation. One of the best scenes of this show. Yep. So that's it. And I guess in the lore of Londo, we find out later he has 3 wives presently. I think his family made him divorce his wife because she was just a dancer. And I guess he wouldn't have disagreed because she wasn't, I guess, as exotic as he thought she would be. Okay. So anyway, yes, dear Londo. Yes, my darling. I like that.
Garibaldi is annoying.
I'll be right there, my love bug. Oh, I know why I didn't have the slide with the lines there. It's because I exported the video. Oh my goodness.
Whatever it is, it can't be that bad.
I think I'll save that. I'll permanently have this there. Anytime somebody's a bit bummed, I'll play that. So anyway, that helps cheer up Garibaldi, but he stiffs him and leaves him with the tab, so he has to pay it. Anyway, on his way back to his room, Londo sees a vision too, and it's the same old guy there from Judge Dredd, I guess. I don't know. It's the guy from somewhere. But anyway, we have our space fights going on. No, it's not a fight. What am I talking about? Yeah, it is a bit of a fight because they're flying down to the planet and they're doing the thing where the station is providing cover fire. And it's actually some pretty good scene stuff here, some pretty good space action scenes. Given the technology they were using, it looked pretty good. But basically, the cover fire is helping him get through. But they're going to need some. He's hoping that it's really 5 miles deep because in order to slow down, they're going to need that much in order to slow down enough from how fast they had to go to get past the fire. There we go. Now we're on our last set of slides, folks. We are going to the planet. Is everybody feeling tense? Is everybody feeling ready for this? Are you ready for this? All right. Oh, and away we go. It's up, right? Yes. And I do have my controls back. Good. Cockpit looking nice and dark. They're cruising down. And finally, they do locate some signs of structural stuff. And we've got something. There you go. It's an opening. So it looks like it might be all right. And they do find a landing pad. And they are able to land on it. That's very nice. And They're checking the atmosphere. They need breathing masks. And then back to the station. And here's where Talia is contacting her source there on Mars. And the lady's kind of rough at first. It's like, all right, this guy may think he knows about this place, but maybe not. Maybe he's just trying to confirm the knowledge. So we can't act as if we really exist. But she says, all right, I can check to see if this name is among the wounded and stuff like that. So she will do a little bit of an information check, but he's not going to be able to place a call through them nor actually have any contact with them. So Talia, that's as good as you're going to get, but she's fine with that. So they're shining flashlights and walking through this place where there's dead bodies and stuff too. So it looks like some other spacefarers have gone in there. And there we go. That's one of their protections. All sorts of laser blasts. And yes, Ivanova does remark that will cut down on the tourism. Another classic Ivanova line. But they test it out with some rocks and see that basically it's a 4-second recharge time before it can blast again. And they get the count. And they both say, okay, we've got to cover it in 4 seconds. And they go ahead and do so. So there we go. That's how you get past that part of the video game, folks. Now we're walking in. The scenery is beautiful. They got
Forbidden
lots
Planet.
of yeah,
It's Forbidden
Planet. Yeah.
Yep.
Forbidden Planet. Plenty of space tubes.
And I think parts of the time tunnel as well, but I think the time tunnel did steal from the Forbidden Planet.
Well, yeah, everything did.
Yeah.
Like that sea where they look down, and you see basically this is like a side view.
Yeah.
And there we go. There's the bird's eye view. But nonetheless, still beautiful. But yeah, that Forbidden Planet scenery was really beautiful for the time. Integrating the set with the mat, everything.
It really gives you an idea of the immense power of the machine. It's like goes to halfway down the planet. It's just unfathomable.
Yeah, and you see the tubes were operational. You see some things going up and down. Now, for folks who have watched the whole series or seen later, would that be like a few Zathrases going around? Or at this point, I guess they think it could be automated stuff, equipment and stuff being moved around robotically. I don't know. But yeah, cool beans. And then here we go. It looks like Draal and Delenn pay Londo a visit in his quarters.
This is an iconic scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I had to get some of this. So maybe you can help me out here.
Oh, you don't have the video recording?
I do have a small clip. Remember, I got to keep it to just a few seconds, so I can't play the whole thing, obviously. But basically, they're being quiet. I hope we're not intruding. This is my mentor, Draal, and basically, Londo's very polite, happy to meet them both, and it seems, but they think they may have come at a bad time because he seems to be involved in something or engrossed in something, and he's like, oh, okay. No, but what he's engrossed in is researching a little bit about the humans. And he says, like, with all this history they have, 6,000 years of symphonies and great art and everything like that, he's discovered there's one thing that they all share with their children. You know, they have such history, but there's just one thing they share with their children. And then he's about to share it with them. And I'm about to share it with you. This is what we as human beings have come up with that we must share with our children.
You put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your whole self in, and you turn yourself about. You do the hokey pokey, you give a little shout. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. And that's their reaction. but it doesn't mean anything. I've been studying it for 7 days. Yes, he even... I can't do the Bellari voice anymore. My throat won't do it. But basically, yeah, he's had the computer analyze it, and it does not mean a thing. It does not mean a thing, folks. And so that's what he's been bothered by. He's been studying humans and our peculiar behavior, and why would we have something that doesn't mean a thing? I think it does mean something. I'm not exactly sure what, but I believe it does. I think maybe it has to do with reincarnation, possibly. Put a piece of your soul in, pull it out, put it in, pull it out. You turn yourself about. That's what it's all about.
Interesting that.
Maybe. At least
And
Draal.
Yes. Eraserhead says, "Oh, look, comedy without character assassination. Good point."
Or as the British call it, the Okie Kokie.
Well, whoever authored the song might feel somewhat assassinated. But he's like, no, not at all. Here, we're going to have some hot Jala. Now, is Jala alcoholic? Because Minbari can't have alcohol. But in any case, Draal really enjoyed the song, shall we say. And she's saying, don't tell him. He's like, are you sure? She's like, yes, trust me, don't tell him. Okay, so, but I have added this to our great moments and stabs here. Where is it? I have...
You're going to add it next to you, and you can go to hell too, right?
Yeah, we do have good...
I swear to you, it does not mean a thing.
So anytime somebody mentions something that doesn't mean anything, I can play that. All right, there we go. We have our last set here. I think I said that before, but this is truly our last set. Here we are finishing the episode. And, oh my goodness. Yeah, I can hear Colin is...
No, so it's not that. It's my computer. I'm getting my computer's freezing and slowing up, which is what's frustrating me. Not this. Because, for example, I missed a bit. I didn't catch a bit when you played doing the Okie Kokie. So.
Oh, the Okie Kokie?
Yeah.
They call it the Hokey Pokey.
Yeah.
Yes, and we say truck, you say lorry. It's a fascinating language, folks, with so many differences. And here we go.
I believe it was Winston Churchill that referred to us as two nations divided by a common language.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but united in Babylon 5.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Try to raise the shuttle again. Basically, Garibaldi's trying to contact them, but they're having trouble. They can't get in touch, and so that's cause for concern. But then Talia comes, wants to have a chat with him, and basically she delivers some bad news that she got, that Lise is not listed among the wounded, or wait a minute. She's not listed in something, but which shows that, all right, she's not listed among the wounded or survivals, so that indicates she might be dead, but Garibaldi's not going to believe it. It's like, that's, I just can't believe that, so I'm not going to. She's all right, because she has to be, is basically what he says. And there we go. We move on, and finally they do get contact, and they're basically saying, oh, cities down here are magnificent. It's amazing. But Garibaldi's like, there's like seismic activity. You got to get out of there. And so they're going to try and head out, and there's the seismic activity affecting them. And he's trying to yell at them to get out of there and everything, but they've lost contact again. And so they're on their own, and they finally do come upon this chamber. This would be a good background. I think I'll use this for next week's background. There we go. And when they see this guy, hello, Vern. And there he is. And back on Babylon 5, what's happening? Nothing. That was just a commercial break. So there we go. Vern is in the machine, and they're kind of sorting this out. He doesn't look so good. He's saying, help me, so they're going to help him out of this. They don't know what the machine's all about yet. And they know they got to get out of there quick, and they're trying to rescue this guy. So Ivanova does detail the list of bad decisions they're making. And she said, she's Russian. We'd like to have a list of all the bad decisions we make just before we're about to do them. So there we go. Some more Ivanova's cynicism to save the day. And then we have here Shuttle 1 to Babylon. Do you read? They're in the shuttle. Very good. So, all right. Here we are. We're going to close it out now. They do barely get out of the planet.
It's Mr. Brown not being here. I feel someone has to say, coming out.
Coming out. Yeah. Or getting out. Everything came out all right. Okay. We've got a ship coming through. I heard a little bit of background sound there. Who is coming through? Hello? Mission to ground control. Is that you, Istaphobos?
What?
I'm sorry to wake you. Are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm just...
Okay. What the hell? So this is how it ends. What the hell? To be continued. Which will be next week. And next week, since we don't have any other episodes in between, we could go right into it.
That's a little bit of a unfair cliffhanger. Nowadays, you can just instantly watch the other one, but having to wait a week to see the next one was very unfair.
Yeah. Well, they used to have season end cliffhangers where you had to wait till the next
those are
season.
horrible.
Yeah, this was the mid-season. So actually, I think this one you had the whole Christmas break until it started up again near the end of January. So it was a lot longer than a week.
I detest season cliffhangers. I kind of understand why they do it, but I think if you haven't got if you don't have it comes across as you don't have sufficient confidence in your audience and your product to make people watch. And given the number of shows that I've seen which have ended on a cliffhanger and then been cancelled.
Yeah, this isn't a contrived cliffhanger. This is just an extra long episode.
Yeah, I know. I'm sad, but we do as opposed to season cliffhangers. You should say.
And it was fine in syndication. So,
and you could see they were trying to, they were really editing to keep this in one episode. What they put in this, because that end there, they could have definitely done the visit to Epsilon 3 longer than they did.
Yeah.
There could have been some added stuff there, but they kind of made it quick. I mean, it's a very economic series. All the episodes are pretty economical. I don't do them justice because I'm not very economical at all, but just having fun. So anyway, what does Master Goodwin have to say here? Who shot JR? I was thinking that. That was one thing right on the tip of my mind. I was like, I'm not going to mention it. But no, who shot JR? That was a biggie. But I'm wondering, how effective was that? I mean, yeah, you hear people talking about, but most people seem to be pissed off about it. From my memory, I mean, I'm remembering back a ways there, so. Okay, I guess no one really has any input on that. So, yeah, Liza wasn't probably even born yet.
Well, I was just never into Dallas.
Oh, okay.
But it was as big over here as it was over there.
Well, I was a kid.
Definitely.
I was into Dukes of Hazzard, and Dallas came afterwards on Fridays.
I
didn't really care for it that much. It was a bunch of people sleeping with each other, drinking, and talking about oil. That's about it. But it was like what my parents watched after me.
Yeah, and I was in, I think, my 20s when it came out, but because but I remember my basic memory is Dynasty had the hotter women in general.
Maybe.
Overall, not to say they weren't attractive women in Dallas, but
yeah, Crystal, she went with Linda Evans there, went after Yanni.
My simple answer is Dynasty had Kathleen Bella, Dallas didn't, therefore Dynasty wins.
Joan Collins was in Dynasty.
Yeah.
But, yeah. She's classic, shall we say.
So is Heather Locklear.
Mm-hmm.
So is Emma Sands.
Now, Tracy Scoggins, or Tracy Scoggins from later in Babylon 5, wasn't she? She was in one of those things. I think it was Falcon Crest, right?
I think she was. No, I think she was in the Colbys. Was it the Colbys with the spin-off? How the hell do I remember all this?
I don't know, man. I think
she was in the Colbys, which was the spin-off from Dynasty.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, now that you mentioned, there was such a thing, but I don't even really.
But they both had spin-offs because Dallas had Knots Landing, I think.
Knots Landing. Holy crap! Yeah.
And Dynasty had the Colbys.
Yeah, I forgot that existed. Knots Landing. Tracy Scoggins is an American actress, best known for her role as Monica Colby in the Colbys, yes, and Dynasty. So, yeah, she did Dynasty and the spinoff. And then second, Captain Elizabeth Lockley on Babylon 5. Yes. And then also Lois and Clark.
Yeah, she was Cat Grant, I think.
Cat Grant, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lois and Clark. The New Adventures of Superman. Yeah, that was something that they were playing at the same time as Babylon 5, at least from what I remember. I don't know. One of them may have been in repeats at the time, or syndication, but yeah. So anyway, does anybody have anything further to say? Anything more before we call it a night? I do hear some noise floor there. Somebody's about to say something.
Either that I've got a vacuum cleaner going.
It's the Phobos.
Yep.
Okay, I do hear you. I think you're getting a little bit of noise floor coming through.
Okay. All right.
I don't care about for tonight, but just so you know, for the future or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm not in my normal place since we're hiding from the weather.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's cool. Emergency conditions. All right.
Yeah, folks. It's broadcasting from the bunker, safe for inside of whatever we're hiding from.
Okay. Whatever we're hiding from. So there's more than just weather, huh?
No, I'm saying there's so much power outage around here. I was very
Oh, okay. Well, let's call it a night. Yes. But thank you for joining us in the chat, Jay. It's great to see you again. And man, oh day. Part 2 next week, and hopefully folks will be out of this. Well, fortunately, it hasn't hit us that hard. Now, I know we're in North Florida, and we usually don't get a lot, but we've had colder temps this season so far than we do right now. So looks like it hasn't dipped as far south as some of the others. But we'll see what happens. All right, folks. I hope you all take care and have a good rest of your week. Since we're at the beginning of it, we'll see you next Sunday. All right. I'm going to call it a night unless anybody has something to say.
Well, the next episode will be a real banger.
It will be.
All your questions will be answered.
Yes, they will be. And
and the truth is a 3-edged sword.
Cool. Yeah, it usually is. All right, folks. Good night.
Good night.